No, not picked. He was picked.
Under President Mahama, no journalist has had to travel out of this country.
That day when I went to the police headquarters, I was beaten mercilessly. I had to run away.
Ladies and gentlemen, we a parliament highlight. Yes, parliament highlight. We me patch say me dey nia esi o parliament ni nyina na me dey bre no. Me fa ni nyina na so the interesting side na e course of parliament no na me dey bre we unya no baby a haya na obanya no enti ye waso ne tie. E be tie minority leader na ya tie Sam George, na ya tie Abu Jinapo, na ya tie John Jinapo, na ya tie majority leader Ama Ayarega. Ye tie wi a na nia wo so wo no na wa drop your comment section no. So last 2 days ago, Parliament was on fire. Why? Because of a statement the minority leader, Honorable Afenyo Markins, made on the floor of Parliament, and he is claiming that freedom of speech is under threat under this current NDC government. Or say Mahama Nini call for Chia na Omochi MPP for anti freedom of speech is a threat. It's under, he's trying to, cripple freedom of speech. So saying the obia into me kasa for NDC government, Mo de mo mayenti na okan ye ebeti na Sam George so eka efa ho.
That no government, however well intentioned, holds a mandate to muzzle the voice of the people. What is happening in this country today goes beyond partisan politics. It is a question edged into the conscience of the nation itself. The right to free expression, enshrined in Article 21(1)(a) of our Constitution, is a birthright. It is the oxygen of democracy. And when that oxygen is restricted, the body politic begins quietly and dangerously to suffocate. It is now a matter of public record that a number of Ghanaian citizens, members of the opposition New Patriotic Party, have been arrested in circumstances that have unsettled civil society, alarmed legal community, and provoked anxiety among the Ghanaian public. Let us be very honest about what free speech actually means in practice. Free speech, in its truest and most necessary form, is the freedom to criticize, to dissent, to challenge, and to demand accountability from those who govern.
Ebusuan se otenya okan nya okan nyina ne se omuchi MPP for omuachi yi abronye DC omuachi yi Pokwasi Obama omuachi hwan Fanti Comedy omuachi chale bebre omuachi on just because of nsem bia omko kan sa lady sa girl no kai fene ba omi aba omuachi on nso. So he is claiming that freedom of speech is under threat under this current government. My question to you over there is it true that freedom of speech is under threat? But before that, nia Sam George so ekan.
Ghana ranked 39th out of 180 countries in this year's World Press Freedom Day, and number 4 in Africa. In 2023, Ghana ranked 62. So we have come from far. Under the NPP, we were number 62 out of 180. Today, under President Mahama, we are number 39. That is progress. When it comes to press freedoms, Ghana is a shining example under President John Dramani Mahama. President Mahama, and this is not by Sam George, this is by Reporters Without Borders. Mr. Speaker, President Mahama is a president under whose tenure no journalist has been killed. We cannot say that about the immediate past NPP administration. Ahmed Swale is a blot on our national history under the NPP's administration. Under President Mahama, no journalist has had to travel out of this country out of fear for his life. Manasseh Azuri Awuni ran away under the NPP. We are in a better place. President Mahama is a president who does not just tolerate scrutiny, he embraces it, because he believes that when journalists ask the hard questions, they drive accountability. But Mr. Speaker, freedoms are not absolute. Freedoms come with a certain level of responsibility. And Mr. Speaker, under this administration, our colleague Dominic Ayine has not taken any journalist to court. But under the NPP, the Attorney General dragged Ohini Boama Benny to court and got him jailed by the courts. That is the record of the NPP. The likes of Captain Smart, the likes of Kwabena Bobie Ansah, state-sponsored persecution of journalists as a thing of our past that ended with the abysmal defeat of the NPP and will not happen under the Mahama administration.
All right, so what in there? Sam George so ekaye. Iti muma yenti niya Abu Jinapo. That's the brother of John Jinapo. Also ekaye. Eti onuwi na yati niya John Jinapo, the brother of Abu Jinapo. Also ekaye. The energy minister no. Also ewaka. Iti muma yenti Abu Jinapo.
Speech is so fundamental. Freedom of speech is so fundamental. So I'll give an example where sometime in 2010, President Obama, an American citizen, broadcasted publicly that he was going to ban a holy book, one of the holy books of the major religion in our world, as a sign or a demonstration of freedom of speech, and the consequences would have been catastrophic for American foreign policy and American interests. The president did not have him arrested. The president actually invited him, coaxed him, and persuaded him, Mr. Speaker, not to go on that path of freedom of speech. Mr. Speaker, it's also important for me to make this point. Mr. Speaker, when people infringe on freedom of speech, when they abuse freedom of speech, Mr. Speaker, in many cases, the redress is not to arrest them and take them to the criminal justice system.
All that he is saying is that freedom of speech is under threat, but he's making a very good point over here that we have freedom of speech and then we have freedom of the press. And freedom of the press is going on, but the freedom of speech, it is not going on well, all right, under this NDC government. Whatever you think, I drop it in the comment section. Now, let's listen to his younger brother, John Jinapo, the energy minister. Let's listen to what he has to say.
Mr. Speaker, let me put on record and let me succinctly, without equivocation, without a shred of evidence, that under President Mahama's administration, there is no threat to freedom of speech, there is no threat to press freedom, and that if you communicate within the ambit of the Constitution, you would have no problem with the Republic, you have no problem with the state agencies. Mr. Speaker, when you threaten the president, even in the most advanced country, even in the most democratic country, it's incumbent on the security agencies to invite you, pick you up, or act in accordance with law. And that is exactly what has been happening. Because I recall, Honorable E.T. Mensah, a member of parliament, a former minister, he did not threaten the president. He did not threaten the state. All he said was that it has worked. No, that is it. It has worked. In Ghanaian parlance, No, not picking. He was picked. After stating that or it has worked, he was picked up. True or false? Jijote. You recall Jijote? She was arrested under President Kufuor. You recall Kwaku Anyido? That day when I went to the police headquarters, I was beaten mercilessly. I had to run away. So please don't create this impression as if President Mahama has become president and all of a sudden heaven has broken loose and people are arrested left, right, and center. That is not the case. That is not the case. I side with the minority leader that as parliament, we should encourage press freedom we should encourage freedom of speech, but freedom of speech is not tantamount to threatening the president.
He said, Mwate, the question is freedom of speech really under threat under this government, the NDC government? What do you think about all that they said? Whatever you think, I'll drop it in the comment section, okay? And don't forget to follow me. Why? Because I will bringing you highlights from Parliament. Maybe now I busy now. Want to me and share near course of Parliament. I'll try my best to give you the interesting debate that goes on in the Parliament. My name is Jem. Don't forget to follow me and let's grow together.